'Tis the season to be wary and wise. Let's protect our energy and lift the veils from our eyes. Hi everybody, my name is Chloe Hudson and welcome to World Peace Projects. Thank you so much for joining me. And for this holiday season, I'd like to offer you a gift. I'm having a flash sale right now, so if you are interested in receiving $20 off a 60-minute session or $30 off a 90-minute session, you can follow the link below, and I hope you enjoy that gift from me to you. So today, let's talk about the Solstice portal and the harvest window that is open right now, and how we can step up and fully utilize this high-powered energetic time, protect our energy, and ensure that we don't fall into the seduction traps these archons and the grays are certainly banking and hoping on us utilizing so that they can feed off our loose energy. Now, December 21st is the winter solstice in this hemisphere, summer solstice in the other hemisphere, and this is how I like to celebrate the holiday season. I choose to celebrate that this portal time, specifically the 3 days of the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and into Christmas, because we build so much energy at this time, so much energetic focus, that the Van Allen belts will be very, very thin, which is the matrix. As the sun finds its way to its solstice point, for those 3 days, it will not be traversing longitudinally. It will not be ascending or descending. It will appear to stay on the same latitudinal plane. And because of this, there is an intriguing phenomena where the Van Allen belts, which is the photonic energy that holds the matrix in place, will be quite permeable, which is always the case for each solstice. Now, it's not surprising that this opportunity, this window of time, also happens to be the busiest time of the year, where we are not paying attention very much to our normal, maybe internal processes. We're quite extrovert. We're focusing on merriment, on holiday activities, all of this sort of thing. It's a nice distraction, don't you think? So you have an opportunity, we all have an opportunity to access this window of time, this temporary portal that will be open when the veils are very thin, to take in mass amounts of photonic light, accelerate our expansion and our frequency, and be very aware that because the veils are thin, the astral planes are also hustling and bustling. Now, let's hop around a little bit. So current present day Christmas, and I'm not sure about Hanukkah or the other religious holiday seasons, though I was raised Catholic, so, I'm going to focus on Christmas, though obviously this time of year is very important and they're all similar. In ancient days of Rome, they celebrated what was called Saturnalia. This is literally the celebration of Saturn. This is a celebration for the sun energy, and as most of us know at this point, Saturn represents Satan. So it is a time of gluttony, it is a time of feasting, it is a time of debauchery and gambling and drinking and sex. It's a time when the slaves would switch places with their masters and have their own glory days if the masters allowed it. So it's kind of easy to start to see how, from this perspective, there is a very nicely laid out agenda where the Saturnian energies can invoke a seductive experience in all of us where we will be really excreting a lot of louche energy, a lot of frequential energy, which they feed on, especially through any type of Saturnian experiences, you know? So let's think about breaking the 10 commandments here. Let's think about, you know, all of the real like shallow, lascivious experiences that one could indulge in life. And, you know, you don't have to take it to the extremes of like prostitution and gambling and drugs, and you can take it into eating lots of sweets and the holiday merriment and having one too many drinks, you know. The kids like to celebrate and write Santa a letter saying, hey, I've done really good. I have been participating in the social norms. Because of it, can you provide me with material goods? There's worshiping of idols. There's all sorts of things that are bringing up a lot of seductive energy. Now, it's not all play and fun and games, right? There's also other types of seduction. This can also be a massive time of stress for people. This can be a highly depressing time because it may remind people of what they don't have. Maybe they don't have the family or the loved ones or the friends or the community in their life. This is also very seductive. Negative thought forms that are coming in, that are having us focus on certain things. There's all different ways in which we can be seduced by energy. And the astral planes and these archontic entities in the grays are having a heyday with this. They're just slurping up this louche that we may be excreting. So it's important to be aware that while the energies are just as easily seductory and able to harvest frequency, they're also very ripe for the picking for us to access our internal knowing, to command our energy, to be very aware of holding our ground with our sacred feminine and our sacred masculine. And we can see through things at this point if we're efforting and looking to really learn some revelations about self and energies in general. This is such a potent time for maximizing our frequency, for expanding and commanding our truth, accessing our authority, and amplifying our clear abilities, you name it. So, there is an important understanding about sexual louche right now at this time. And I want to tell you an experience that I had last Saturday. I had an experience where I watched the grays try to access and louche my sexual body. Now, a couple days later, I was talking to a friend and she told me that she saw the same thing. She literally saw the grays. So there's been a real high potency energy around this. So please be aware that sexual louching is one of the most easy ways in which these entities, and in a mass amount of louche, they can gain by tapping into our sexual bodies, because most of us do not know how to fully command our sexual energy. We don't know how to own that energy so completely that when we access that orgasmic frequency, that high pleasure point, we cycle it through and transmute it into spiritual essence. Most humans release it, and it's ripe for the picking when that happens. It can also be ripe for the picking if you're having sexual activity with your partner. It just depends on your ability to utilize this frequency and allow it to expand your experience with accessing source and spirit. So be aware of this, that at this time that our sexual bodies are having the vulnerability and susceptibility to being harvested through louche. It doesn't mean you don't need to be sexual, but it's good to be aware so that you can command that energy and you can protect your vessel and take care with this, right? So this is something I wanted to bring up at this time because it's important to understand that also when we participate in holiday activities, much of this is specifically designed to create new agreements and contracts with Saturnian energy, just like the example I gave, where the kids are taught to write a letter to Santa asking to receive a gift, and in trade of that, they will give their loyalty and their good behavior. They've been a good boy, they've been a good girl, so they deserve to receive this external experience. So we have all sorts of trade and rituals and ceremonies that if we really step back and look at what's happening, it might be kind of easy to begin to be very aware that, oh, I see, maybe we're doing a trade-off here. Maybe, unbeknownst to us, we're celebrating ceremonies that have been long withstanding and that give these Saturnian energies and entities access into our field. So, during the holiday season, please protect your frequency, command your energy, be very aware, participating in things that expel a lot of energy, whether they be really joyful and ecstatic and exciting or orgasmic or seductive, or on the negative side where you're receiving a lot of false thoughts and impulses to be upset. There's all different types of faces and forms of seductory energy. How does seduction show up in your life? Is it food? Is it negative feelings? Is it sexuality? Is it gluttony in any other form? It can come in a myriad of ways. So be aware of that. And one way in which one can notice that this is happening is seduction is usually quite a quick, impulsive reaction. We don't always know where it comes from. Suddenly it just comes in and then we move with it. Like, oh, I want a brownie. Oh, maybe I should go see if I can flirt with that person over there. Oh, you know what? I want to go out and shop. Oh, I'm not happy right now. Maybe my friend is talking bad about me. They kind of come in out of nowhere and we run with it. But you know what? Can we back it up and slow it down and say, well, wait a minute. Where did that come from? Is that even true? Why would I have any thought or feeling around this? Is there any information within my field, any tangible factual proof that that's actually what's happening? Sometimes it's just an impulse, and that's how a lot of our contic entities and energies and grays really slide in to get our energy moving towards seduction loose, okay? Happens all the time. Happens with alcohol, happens with food, happens with recreational drugs, including cannabis, happens with sexuality, you name it, right? So just be aware. Let's command our energy this holiday season. Let's be aware of what we're celebrating and what we want to align with. And know that we don't always have to opt in to every ceremony and every ritual. It doesn't mean that we have to extract ourselves out of participation in events with family and friends. But it is wise to be really, really clear on our intentions and our alignments and how and where we stand, what we represent, and maybe to take a couple moments to double check and see, is this activity or is this experience or is this tradition something that we just do? Or what's the reasoning behind it? Am I aligning, unbeknownst to myself, to Saturnian energy in something that I actually don't want to be participating? Or am I pushing this on to people that I love, such as my children and my family? Let's think about it. It's important because there's so much frequency that is built around this holiday season. And most of it is being directed in a way that a lot of us wouldn't want it to be. So we can redirect that. We can start to become savvy and aware of what's been happening and how we want to align. And if we're already aware of this, we can assist that much more to command our energy and our intentions and know where we stand, what we represent, and how we honor ourselves and participate or do not participate. I hope that you are able to maximize this holiday season and the solstice frequency that are offering you massive amounts of shift, change, clearing, up-leveling and revelations. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. And thank you for everybody who signed up for Patreon. I am working feverishly in the back end to get lots of things done. So any donations you have made, they will absolutely apply to the upcoming subscriptions. I hope you have a fabulous week, everybody. Happy Solstice. I'll see you soon.